Sherry Rasmussen had it all: beauty, intelligence, and a promising career. At just 29 years old, she was already the director of nursing at Glendale Adventist Medical Center. Friends described her as confident, driven, and deeply caring. She had recently married John Retton, a young engineer. Their life together seemed like a perfect beginning. But lingering in the background was Stephanie Lazarus, John's ex-girlfriend, a Los Angeles police officer. Stephanie had struggled to accept John's relationship with Sherry, and even after John married, Stephanie kept inserting herself into his life, dropping by unannounced and refusing to move on. Sherry had confided to her family that she felt uneasy about Stephanie's visits, saying she had a bad feeling about her. She had no idea how justified those fears would prove to be. On the morning of February 24, 1986, Sherry stayed home from work, feeling unwell. John left for work around 7:30 a.m. When he returned home later that evening, he found a horrifying scene. Sherry was dead on the living room floor, blood pooling around her. She had been badly beaten, bitten, and shot 3 times at close range. The initial theory? A burglary gone wrong. The house showed signs of a break-in, a broken vase, missing items, and ransacked drawers. But Sherry's father, Nels Rasmussen, immediately suspected foul play, and not from random burglars. He insisted to police that a jealous woman was behind the murder. He even named Stephanie Lazarus directly. But at the time, the idea of a fellow officer being involved in such a brutal crime was unthinkable to the LAPD. The case went cold. Fast forward to the early 2000s. Advances in DNA technology gave new life to cold cases, including Sherry's. Investigators re-examined the evidence and realized that the bite mark on Sherry's body could yield DNA. Testing revealed the assailant was a female, instantly throwing the original burglary theory into question. From there, detectives quietly looked into any women who had known grievances against Sherry, and Stephanie Lazarus' name popped up immediately. An undercover operation was set up. Investigators discreetly obtained Stephanie's DNA from a discarded coffee cup. It was a match. After more than 2 decades, Stephanie Lazarus was arrested. During the 2012 trial, prosecutors argued that Stephanie, driven by rage and jealousy, had used her position as a police officer to plan and execute the perfect crime, and then deflect suspicion onto fictional burglars. She had waited until John was at work, forced her way inside, and murdered Sherry in cold blood. Stephanie's defense tried to sow doubt, but the evidence was overwhelming. She was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 27 years to life in prison. Stephanie Lazarus, once a respected member of the LAPD, is now a convicted murderer serving her sentence in a California prison. Her betrayal of the badge and manipulation of the original investigation enraged the public and highlighted major flaws in how police departments investigate their own. The murder of Sherry Rasmussen forced major reforms in how the LAPD handles internal investigations and reopened conversations about conflict of interest within police forces. It remains a chilling example of how love, obsession, and jealousy can turn deadly, even from those sworn to uphold the law. She wore a badge to protect, but she used it to destroy.